the head weight that's not pulling their load and doing what they're supposed to be doing. How can y'all sit and subsidize sorriness that's sitting in there and not teaching the kids and that's meeting performance standards that they're supposed to be? And I guess that goes into teacher testing also. And why don't we have teacher testing? Are you not that confident in the people that you have in the school systems to do that? It's just like you shy away from that, Paul Hubbard and them. I want to know why we don't have teacher testing. If y'all are all about the kids, making it better for our educational system, why don't we have teacher testing in schools?
All right, Robin, thank you. I will let Wade respond.
Well, we do have teacher testing in schools. Every teacher that comes into the state of Alabama has to pass what's called the praxis test. And not only that, there are even stricter requirements now through the No Child Left Behind on subject area testing and things like that. So it's just slap not true to say that we don't have teacher testing. Now, the tenure question, I have two things to say on that. He had two questions. I have a two-pronged answer. First of all, a little background. Tenure came to be because what used to happen was you had elected school superintendents throughout the state. And the incumbent superintendent would go to all the teachers and say, you better come work for my campaign or else. And let's say that your brother was running against the superintendent, you worked for him, well, you better have won that election or you were out of a job. So that's where tenure came from. But the truth of the matter is, and I do this for a living, you show me a teacher that they can't fire, and I'll show you a principal that's not doing her job of documenting the shortcomings of that teacher. I have never once in hundreds of conferences gone into a conference with human resources and been able to save a teacher's job if their principal did a good job of documenting that teacher's shortcomings. It just doesn't happen, and that's not true.
Wait, how many teachers were fired in Alabama last year? Do you have a stat on that?
I do not have a stat on that.
I think that'd be interesting if we compared that as a percentage of what people were fired in other professions and just see where that lays.
I'd be curious to see that also.
Okay, maybe we get back on that one. Let's go back to the phones, talk to Adman. Adman's in Mobile. You're on FM Talk with Wade Perry.
Good morning, Mr. Perry. The thing that's always bothered me, there's no correlation whatsoever between teacher pay and the product that they produce. You know, any other business, the radio business that these guys are in, if their ratings fall, somebody's head's going to be chopped off. And I have a way that I think that teachers ought to be compensated. If you say, well, compensate them on the test scores, then, of course, the urban teachers, we don't have it's not a fair comparison because we don't have the level of students that they do in the suburbs. My thinking would be is you pay the teachers on how much they're improved. If a kid comes into the 6th grade, you test him on English. When he leaves the 6th grade, you test him again. And you pay the teachers on the amount of improvement, just like any other profession. You pay them according to what they produce, not their unions, not this monopoly they have that students can't go from one school to another school and go to a better school until they reach college age.
Adman, thank you. Wade, your thoughts?
Did he have a question?
Well, he's asking why are teachers not paid as per percentage of improvement in the classroom?
Well, you have that in some places in Mobile, actually, in the transformational schools, which AEA has actually helped, local AEA has helped the school system work out. We do have that, and I appreciate him recognizing some of the variables out there. You know, one of the problems that you would run into with that is obviously there are some higher performing kids in each school and some lower performing kids in each school, and now with No Child Left Behind, you have to mainstream the special ed kids. Mm-hmm. And in those transformational schools that I just referenced, what you see is principals will put their sorority sisters in the class with the best kids so they get the best bonus. And then the teachers they don't like end up with all the special ed kids, and you know, we are actually open to that, but you'd have to be really, really specific about how you measure it and how you set it up. So we're actually not opposed to that on its face.
All right, let's talk to Stephanie. Stephanie's in Baldwin County. You're on with Wade Perry from AEA.
Hello, Wade. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. My question or comment has a lot to do with the previous caller and with Robin regarding the protectionism of the teachers. You commented that a principal who was documenting appropriately could have a teacher fired or a teacher could be fired. I have students, our children who are students in the education system now, and on multiple occasions, many parents would go to a principal and require something to be documented. It would be months down the road and no documentation has been provided yet. So I guess that argument is, the principals, like you said, about their sorority sisters, they are protecting the teachers as well. And that is a detriment to our students. I personally voted for Bradley Byrne because he was against the AEA. I'm in a job where my performance is what I'm paid on. And if I don't perform, I get fired, as well as everybody I know. A teacher is the only person that I'm aware of that if they don't perform, they get fired. And I'm well aware of several teachers who have verbally commented to students in the classroom, I'm tenured, what are they going to do, fire me? So what's your comment about that?
Thanks, Stephanie, for the call. Wade?
I've seen an awful lot of teachers fired in my 7 years in this job. It's just not true to say that you can't fire a teacher. And it sounds like to me that Stephanie needs to go about having that principal fired that she's talking about.
So that's how you address those things. You go to the top of the administration.
Absolutely. You go to the top. The buck stops somewhere, right?